Good morning, teacher. We are going to present instructional guide number 2, the reading and use of English part. My name is Alison Tarjo. Next, please. Let's start with the B2 first reading. This consts with 7 parts and has a mix of text types and questions. For parts 1 to 4, we need to read a range of text and do grammar and vocabulary tags. For parts 5 to 7, we need to read some series of text and answer questions that we will read with the ability and show how quickly we can read. This test is allowed for 1 hour 15 minutes. We have 7 parts. This test have 52 questions, and it's about 2020 words to read in total. And the text form is maybe could be newspaper, magazine, journals, books, fiction and non-fiction, and this promotional and informational material. Next, please. Let's continue with the first part, that is multiple choice. Here we need to practice vocabulary, idioms, collocations, and this part we have each questions. Some tips could be read the whole text, look at the words around its gap, and eliminate obvious incorrect choices. Next, please. As example, we have it concerns family history, then the nation, all or world history studied at school. Some answer we have instead, except, sooner, and rather. All of them are adverbs except the word except, that is a preposition, and we know that is rather because we are going to talk about something that is instead of. Next, please.
Hello, my name is John, and I'm going to talk about part 2, that is open close. It has 8 questions with gaps, and for this part it's important that you practice grammar and vocabulary. So I am going to give you some tips that will help you in this part of the test. First, you must read the sentence and focus on words before and after the gap. Next, you should identify the type of word you need, like noun, verb, pronoun, etc. And finally, you can check if the word fits the meaning of the sentence. Next, please. As you can see in this example, you should focus on words before and after the gap. And the author goes back in time, so we can use where conjunction. I'm going to continue with the next part, that is part 3. It is called word formation. In this part there are 8 gaps, so you have to complete each gap with a single word. In this part you need to practice vocabulary, and some tips for this part are you should read and understand the context, focusing on words before and after the gap. In this part it's very essential that you know word families and sentence structure to complete each gap. In addition, it is necessary that you check the meaning of the sentence, and finally you can check if you need negative words using prefixes. As you can see in this example, we have the word product, so you can change this word for product. For example, China is currently the largest producer of garlic, which is particularly associated with the dishes of Northern Africa and Southeast Europe. You can change the word family or product.
My name is Paulina Chicaiza, and I'm going to talk about the part 4, the keyword transformation. For this part of the test, it is necessary to practice grammar and vocabulary. There are 6 questions, and it is only possible to write a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 5 words for each gap. Some tips for this part are read the sample sentence. If you, the second is if you know the missing word, make sure that it is the correct answer. And if you don't know the possible answer, think about a question using the option given and its answer. And the most important is to study hard. As example, we have the part that says John was in favor of visiting the museum. We know that to be in favor of an idea, we must think that it is something good. And so we can deduce that a good idea to go is the missing part, but we can also ask the question, what was John in favor of visiting the museum? So we can get the same answer. Part 5 is multiple choice. For this part, it is necessary to practice reading for detail, opinion, tone, purpose, main idea, implication, and attitude. In this part, there are 6 questions and 4 options for each one. Some things for this part are read and underline the most important part of the question, and do not look for the options to avoid mistakes. And we need to identify the possible answer before looking at the options. And after that, we have to compare our possible answers with the options. As an example, we have this short paragraph, and in the question, the most important parts are main point and Iceland. And here we have the important part of the sentence, so the answer is the letter C.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Briones. I'm gonna talk about part 6 and part 7. Part 6, gap text. This part has 6 questions and it focuses on grammar and vocabulary. Also, this part has some tips and techniques. The first one is read the text quickly, ignore the gaps because they are distractors. Second one is analyze each sentence completely and analyze what is before and after the gaps and find a match. Then we have to read the text again and check the possible answers. Next. Here we have an example. As you can see, the whole text. Here we have to find the statement 37, and according to the text and the context, the possible answer is letter D. Next, please. Then we have part 7, multiple matching. It focuses on how to understand the structure and development of a text. Here we have 10 questions, and the tips and techniques are the following. Read the questions and underline the most important words. The second one is quick skim and read all the text and write 1 or 2 words next to each. Then we have to read the section and in more detail. Then read the questions again, and for the last part, repeat all the steps. Next, please. For the example, here we have to find the possible answer. We have to read all the text, and the answer is the letter A.